and welcome to another edition of Dayton Sports Huddle, The Dish. I'm Jeff Lauterbach. Our regular co-host, Mr. Richie Moody, is out today, and it's March. College basketball, March Madness is approaching, and here in the Dayton area, high school basketball has gotten into its tournament frenzy, and today I have Mr. Kareem Gilbert, who has a deep history in high school basketball here in Dayton. Kareem, you played at Colonel White back in the 90s and played college basketball, and now you're an assistant coach with Thurgood Marshall, and you guys have a pretty big game coming up tomorrow against Trotwood Madison in the district finals.
Yes, tomorrow is a very big game for us. It's a good rivalry game. It's good for the city. It's going to bring out both Dayton and Trotwood community, and it means a lot. You know, we have a lot of fans out, a lot of support, and I hope everybody just comes out and cheer these kids on as they put their hearts out on both sides and just enjoy the game, have a great basketball game, and everybody leave very happy.
Yeah, we were talking before going on camera about the City League has a really rich history, obviously going back probably to the, I know like in the 50s and 60s it had a lot of rich history, but as far as my background and your background, you graduated in 93.
Yes.
I graduated in 86, but graduated from Wright State in 1990 and worked for newspapers covering high school sports in this area. And the City League at the time, like I said, I remember when you played, the City League was really ferocious, and you were telling me about what you remember those teams, which at the time, Colonel White, Belmont, Dunbar, Patterson.
Yes, everyone in the city was good back then. You know, everyone had good players, everyone had D1 talented players, and it was competitive every night. So you had to truly come to play every night. There was really never any blowouts in the city. So it was always a great thing. And yes, I came out in 93. Fortunately for me, I was a second generation athlete, so I learned a lot about the heritage and history of Dayton sports. With my father and his brother being two of the first blacks to leave here to play Division I ball, my uncle playing basketball at the University of Louisville, and my father playing football at the University of Louisville. So I was able to grow up around knowing guys like Wayne Houston, Butch Beard, and Wes Unseld, and was able to look to them as uncles. So that was something that was great for me to see, and then to know the high school history from the Herbie Walders and Tony Wilsons and stuff like that with my cousins. So I understood these great athletes from long and many years ago. So going back to the 60s, I know a lot about a lot of the athletes that have come out of the Dayton area to appreciate and understand how rich our history is, and to know that sports just didn't start here a couple decades ago.
Well, that's fascinating. What I love about interviews, whether it's doing a print interview or these broadcast interviews, is a lot of times answers from questions spur questions I didn't intend to ask. And you were talking about some pretty remarkable names: Wes Unseld, Butch Beard.
Yes.
Those are Hall of Fame names, and so I didn't know that about your family's background. About where did your father and your uncle play?
My father's name is Kareem Gilbert. He played football, basketball, and baseball for Rolfe High School, and then he went on and played college football for the University of Louisville. His brother's name is Dave Gilbert, and he played at Wright High School. So he went on to play basketball there at the University of Louisville, and he also played for Huddle. So
wow.
I come from I was a second generation athlete, so this is what was expected of me and what I was brought up for and trained to be able to do, to be able to go on and play at the next level and understand the things that went on. And it helps to understand your heritage and where you come from and the things that went on, so that you don't think you're a little bit too special.
That's a good point. And well, what's interesting is Colonel White, where you played and graduated from, is now a Thurgood Marshall.
Correct.
And Thurgood Marshall has become one of the better Division II programs in the Dayton area.
Yes.
And so tell me a little bit about how you got involved. I know Sean McCullough, the head coach of Thurgood Marshall, and we had John Lumpkin on a couple weeks ago,
okay.
And him and his brother Aaron have a storied high school basketball and football career.
We grew up together.
Yeah, and then Andy, obviously Andy and Sean were known for their exploits.
Yes.
Back in about that same time period, and I mean that's pretty remarkable that all that talent, as you said, people who made a name for themselves back in another era are now coming back to coach in the City League.
Yes, and like I said, it goes back, see, with the Lumpkins, I've known them for a long time because our fathers were actually close. They both went to Rock High School and they were close coming up, so we all knew each other growing up, and even though we all went to different schools and competed against each other very closely and very hardly, people really didn't understand how close we all were. We all still grew up together and we all still rooted for each other when we weren't playing against each other. So that's the thing, and that's how it also was with Sean and Andy. You know, they were some of my very close friends, along with Carlos Knox over at Meadowdale. But we played hard against each other every time. But we left the games and went out to eat together and always stayed like brothers. So that's how I ended up coming over here to help Sean, as he asked me to help him coach. You know, he's like a brother to me, so I wanted to do everything I can to help him build a program.
Want to attract more potential clients? Do you want to increase sales opportunities, stand out amongst your competition, and be remembered? Katie with Balloon Dynamics knows the importance of standing out and getting noticed. She works right from your showroom floor, making balloon arrangements relevant to your company colors, the current season, holidays, or just eye-catching memorable themes. Balloon Dynamics uses weatherproof vinyl and latex balloons, sure to let everyone know the great deals are happening at your business. For more information, contact Katie Day at 888-977-0004. Balloon Dynamics for your decorative business needs.
So tell us a little bit about Thurgood Marshall this year, your team makeup, and what style of ball you play.
We are a small team. We don't really have any bigs at all. We're a team full of guards, and what we try.
Probably suits you, right?
Yes, it does. But really, that's how Dayton has always been for a lot of years, a lot of guards. So we pressure the ball. We get up down, we try to get up and down the court, move the ball, set good picks for each other, penetrate, kick, hit open shots, get to the hole, get layups, fouls, and just make it a high-intensity, fast-paced game. That's what Thurgood Marshall is.
Now, last year, how did you, because I know you advanced in the tournament last year.
Last year we came up short. We lost to Dunbar in the sectional. And the kids were a little hurt. Last year was a transition year. Coach McCullough's second year over there, and we were trying to build a program. It was my first year there with him. And we went through some bumps and bruises, and things kind of smoothed out a little bit for us this year, and we're starting to see the results of the program starting to come together.
Well, I'm being notified by our producer, Mr. Damian Burrs Jr., that we need to go to break, and so we're going to cut out of here for a moment, and we'll be right back.
The Submarine House isn't just a place for great subs. It isn't just the place for great cheesesteaks, pizzas, and appetizers. The Submarine House isn't just the place to get our own house craft beer, Deep Diver Ale. The Submarine House is the best place to see the big game with your friends and your family. Great reasons to stop by your neighborhood Submarine House. Check out our great daily specials. With locations around Dayton and in Columbus, you're never far from a Submarine House. Subs, sports, spirits, Submarine House.
In today's ever-growing use of social media and web content, skilled professionals are needed more than ever for this demand. International College of Broadcasting is now enrolling students for our new multimedia course. Get hands-on training and experience needed to be successful in this exciting, versatile career field. Earn your degree in multimedia. Learn how to put video production, audio engineering, journalism, and much more into motion for creating great content for clients, businesses, and entertainment media. International College of Broadcasting. Start your future today.
Welcome back to Dayton Sports Huddle the Dish here at Submarine House in Centerville. We're continuing our conversation with Kareem Gilbert, who formerly played at Colonel White, and now Colonel White's Thurgood Marshall, and Kareem's an assistant coach with Sean McCullough, the head coach at Thurgood Marshall, talking about the big game, district finals against Trotwood Madison tomorrow. And you were talking about the how having played Division I basketball really helps guide players, and you have an interesting perspective because not only are you an assistant coach, but you have your profession now. You have a basketball skills development company, and you're a licensed sports massage therapist.
Yes. So I have a company by the name of Dropping Dimes Basketball. I've been in existence since about 2012, and I've been training a lot of the top players that have come out of this area that I've helped move on to play Division I ball, and not only Division I, Division II, NAIA. I have kids that's playing overseas professionally now. So I've put in a lot of work and seen that I've helped a lot of kids achieve their dreams and goals, and I'm very proud of that. And this time of year, this basketball season is tough because I spend a lot of time on my phone watching kids play, or watching on the ESPN app, and then watching kids. Still trying to catch some of my kids and put their stuff up on Facebook and stuff that's overseas. So yes, this is a great time.
How many of your former students or current students, I imagine you still work with some of them when they come back during the summer. How many are playing college at any level, and how many are playing professionally overseas?
I think right now, I counted that up a few weeks ago.
You gotta check it.
8 overseas playing now, including I have one female that's playing overseas right here alone, and with 8 guys that's either currently playing or in transition and going back and forth playing. And I have at the collegiate level now, playing now at least 9 of them playing currently right now. And then I've had a whole school, it's probably added up to 20 plus kids that have played in college over the last, since 2012. So I've been putting kids into college.
That's wonderful, and what's interesting in your perfect prime example is we hear obviously kids wanting to go to premier Division I programs, but the goal is for most kids to play at the next level and get a college scholarship so you could have your education paid for. So obviously you played junior college ball, and you played at Western Illinois, and then you transferred to Tennessee State, I believe.
Yes, I started off my freshman year, so I was able to go to a Division I school, which was the dream for everyone, and I didn't like it. It wasn't a good fit for me, so I transferred and went to Kankakee to be re-recruited. We ended up being one of the 3 junior colleges in the country. I was one of the top 5 point guards in the country, and I decided to end up going to Tennessee State because that was a good fit for me. And I made a decision based off of what made sense. I was being recruited by some other high-profile schools, but I would have went in there having to split time with guys, this and that. And I went into Tennessee State. I played 38 minutes a game. I led the country in assists, and ended up having a really good, solid career until I cracked my pelvis bone my senior season.
So that was cut short.
Yes.
Interesting about Tennessee State is I graduated from Wright State in 1990. The first class to graduate at the Nutter Center, and I was involved in sports information and covering the basketball team. The next day, I can't remember the sequence, but the Nutter Center opened and we graduated, and that night or the next day, Wright State hosted Tennessee State in the first ever game at the Nutter Center. And I remember it came down it wasn't, Wright State had a better team than Tennessee State that year, but it was a tight game. It came down to the final minute or two, and that's when Wright State had Bill Edwards and Sean Hammond and Mark Woods and those guys.
O'Neal.
Yeah, Ronaldo, which I saw him. We talk about the rich heritage of City League basketball. We were at covering Flying to the Hoop, and I saw someone who looked familiar, and I'm a social person, went up to him and said, "You look so familiar. Where do I know you from?" And he's like, "Well, I'm Ronaldo O'Neal," and I said, "Oh yeah, from Wright State," because he was there at the same time.
Yes.
And obviously he played on some really good Dunbar teams, if I remember correctly.
Yes, he's like a big brother to me. He's actually one of the ones who encouraged me to start dropping dimes, because I have been training kids, just trying to help them get to school, you know, and so that they, like you said, the goal to get a scholarship and this and that, just helping kids at local recreation centers and stuff. And it was him and Eric Bradley's idea that pushed me to start doing dropping dimes basketball as a business. And so I really got into really training the kids, and then it's taken off. And I have, like I said, multiple kids at different levels. And that's the thing that I'm truly proud of, is that I'm not just trying to promote kids to the Division I level, because there's scholarships to be had at Division I, Division II, NAIA. So it's about you being in the best situation you can so that you can excel. One of the prime examples is that one of my kids, Storm Cook, that played at Dunbar a few years ago, that started off with Pistons. Storm always had dreams of wanting to play Division I. It wasn't looking that way when we weren't having the D1 schools coming in looking for him. We got him in the Holy Cross at NAIA school in South Bend, Indiana. Storm just completed his second year there, averaged 17 points a game, made first team all conference, and right now is already in 8th place as career leading scorer in Holy Cross history with 2 years to go. So it's about, and he's loving it, you know, so it's about going to what's the best fit for you. And I'm just as proud of Storm as I am of AJ Harris, who went to Ohio State and now at New Mexico State, Devon Baker, who's at UNC Asheville, or Kevin McConnell, who's at Rutgers University, that I get to be able to watch them on TV. I'm just as proud of all of them, so regardless of what level it is. Got Miles Malou, who I trained, who's at Saginaw Valley State. I'm extremely proud. He had a great freshman year this year, averaging 18 points a game at the D2 level, and he's having a great career, and I'm extremely proud of every last one of them. But the goal is, the thing I'm most proud of is like a kid, Demarion Jeter, that played at Dunbar a few years ago. He's going to finish his master's here after he's had several injuries where he was hurt and ended up getting 2 medical red shirts. He graduated from college 2 years ago, had the 2 medical red shirts he's finishing out, and he's going to finish up with a master's degree. Extremely proud of him. Extremely proud.
So that has to be gratifying to not only you're developing their basketball skills and preparing them for what they hope to be and what you hope to be basketball at the next level, but you're helping them life skills as well, which is obviously critical, because only a minute fraction of people are ever going to play professional at any level, much less the NBA and overseas.
And the thing that makes me happy about it, I always try to say that my goal was to get them to and through college, but then it ends up going further than that. And so my relationship, they call me uncle and I call them nephews. And that's truly what I built with my dropping dimes as a family. And all of them communicate with each other just like brothers. So you can catch them in the gym with me when they're home in summers, competing, working out together, pushing each other. And it's a great feeling to see all these kids succeed and moving on in life, doing positive things.
That's what I wanted to get into, and when I saw Sean at the Centerville. You see potential, but they're not quite there yet.
I take every kid for where they're at, and then I teach them the basics, and that's the first thing. So a lot of times trainers try to advance kids too fast, so I want them to perfect basics. And once we perfect the basics, then we can add to at what level you're at and add the next steps to your game. So the first thing is making sure that you have good mechanics to your shot. You know, good mechanics on dribbling the ball, good flexibility and stuff like that. So I incorporate a lot of strength and conditioning stuff into my workouts with them, so that I can help them have the mobility and everything, and I teach them all the footwork and all the basic skills that it takes, and then we just keep on advancing to the level that you're at. So we can work with you from the straight fundamental skills of learning the footwork to make a basic layup to the spin move, step back, which is a more professional move. So those are a lot of things that I take pride in, making sure we develop the basics and then enhance them from there.
And it's interesting because obviously, again, if someone is just joining us, Thurgood Marshall, Trotwood Madison District Finals tomorrow at UD Arena at 7:30. One of the players on Trotwood is one of your students.
Yes, I trained Malachi last year for a little while, and he's a great kid.
And what's his last name?
Asking too fast.
That's okay.
But I had a pleasure of working with him and working with him on many things, and he's having a great season along with the rest of the Thurgood kids. And we have kids on the team that are related to each other, so you got some cousins that's when we playing against each other. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun thing to come see, and I hope everyone comes out and just enjoy the game and realize that these are kids competing at their best, and their kids putting their heart and soul out there.
I thought it was interesting. You talked about when you were playing at Colonel White, and you mentioned names that lots of people are familiar with, and you were talking about how that's what a lot of people don't realize. Obviously, especially in the City League where the schools are close together, a lot of players on all the teams know each other well, and hang out off the court, or even, like you said, cousins, so that's interesting how that's a different dynamic than a whole. I mean, I know some leagues are like that because of AAU now, where players play together in the off season, but the City League seems to have a different dynamic because the schools being so close together.
Yes, and it's like that with Trotwood also, and it's always been like that. So if you look back to when we were in high school, me and the Blanton brothers, so Carl Blanton, his father, Carl Blanton Jr. is playing now, but Carl Blanton Sr. played, and he excelled back then, went on to play at 7. We went to junior high together. So we started off, we were on the same, so we were playing together in Fairview in the 7th grade, then he went to Wilbur Wright in the 8th grade, and then we all competed against each other. We grew up in the same neighborhood. And we've been like brothers since growing up. So it's always been like that. And so that's why I think sometimes a lot of people who are not in the mix will really understand that how close the athletes really are. And it's competition when you go on the court or the field. Of course, you wanna beat each other and this and that when you're playing, but it stays on the court or the field. You know what I'm saying? And when we walk up out of there, we back to the relationships we always had, because those relationships mean more, and those relationships are gonna last longer than the competition anyway.
And that's interesting. You bring up the point of Trotwood, and you talked about, obviously, it's well known in the Dayton sports community, the controversy about the G-Walk splitting up, Ivy Valley League being formed, and Trotwood being left out of both. And there's talk that they might be part of the City League, and we don't know. I'm not making a formal announcement because I don't know, but I've heard talk about that. That seems like a natural fit, and that would be beneficial for Trotwood and for the City League to. It just seems like a natural fit because of the competition.
Yes, I think it would be. And this is something that I've said for a long time, and I don't have any power to make anything like that happen. I thought Trotwood, Northridge, and Jefferson joining into the City League would make a great league. And then it kind of, you can call it the Greater Montgomery County, Greater Dayton, whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm saying? But then it encompasses pretty much the whole city. And that everybody, there's friendly competition, rivalries, and it will generate money and have everybody to go back. Because like that was one thing when we were growing up, when there was more neighborhood schools, so that brought about more pride and stuff. And when you compete against each other, there's what kind of neighborhood and shit. It wasn't any hateful rivalries, anything, just friendly competition. And I think that would be great to bring back to this area for everybody.
We're coming down to the final few minutes. How many players would you say you work with in the City League who are your students outside of coaching? Outside of your coaching for Thurgood Marshall?
There's quite a few. I have a lot of kids from the inner city along the lane. I've even trained Zach Denny, you know, so I have a lot of kids from various schools. My training business, dropping guidance basketball trains everyone, regardless of what school you go to, so it doesn't matter. Me, Kareem Gilbert, personally goes and volunteer my time to be an assistant coach and coach, the same way I did at Dunbar, now I do at Thurgood Marshall with Coach McCullough, you know, so just trying to do what I can do to help my brother build his program.
So what happens maybe a year or two down the road when you get a call from a high school in the City League or around the Dayton area saying, Kareem Gilbert, we want you to be our new head coach?
I never say never to anything, but at this stage in life, I'm really not interested in that. I like what I do, and I like the fact that I can touch so many more kids through Dropping Dimes basketball.
Well, this has turned into an even more engaging conversation that I knew it was going to be great, talking about Thurgood Marshall and the City League background and the game coming up with Trotwood, but this is just really fascinating, the heritage of the City League and with Dropping Dimes basketball. So before we sign off, where can people find Dropping Dimes basketball online?
You can find me at Coach Ringy on Instagram. And also Dropping Dimes basketball on Twitter.
Okay, and how do you spell Coach Remy?
Coach Remy, COHCREEME.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you being on, Kareem Gilbert. Good luck to Thurgood Marshall tomorrow, and we'll have you on again talking more about your venture.
Okay, I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
And for being on Dayton Sports Huddle, the Dish here at Submarine House in Centerville. Kareem will get a gift certificate to come back and partake in the food, whatever you want, and a great place to see a game. We have March Madness coming up. I think we're going to be up here watching. I think the first 2 days of March Madness are great, but that's a completely other subject. So thanks for being on, and also feel free to join us again on the next episode, and also here this week, feel free to join us at DaytonSportsHuddle.com. Our new online publication is finally debuting. Thanks a lot for joining us.